You know, Slim was different.
I'm in the basement working. He'll come up and come on, Funky B, man, this playing with me. I got to do this song, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
You like, I
Right.
need you to rap. Leave the streets alone.
Man, Slim will run with y'all did and bitch lay it down.
But look, let me tell you this though.
I'm telling you, I know this my fam.
Look,
Slim
see,
ain't played.
as bad as everybody talk about all the stuff Slim did. Me and Slim had our own personal book club, so I read this book called Makes Me Wanna Holler. He read Monster, and he told me that this old head, when he was locked up, started putting him on books to calm his nerves down.
Yeah.
So we used to trade books and talk about books. Like that was my whole vibe with him at No Limit. We was on books. We talked about books all the time, and Slim was so much smarter than people thought.
Yeah,
And he wasn't to be played with. But
Soulja Slim had a reputation that made people take him serious. And for a long time, that image of him being dangerous and not somebody to play with was very real. But what stood out in that segment was that they did not just focus on the violence or the street side of his life. They showed something deeper, and that was his love for books. That part matters because it reminds people that even the hardest individuals still need something to calm the mind, feed the spirit, and take them out of survival mode for a minute. Reading clearly gave Soulja Slim a different kind of escape. It helped settle his nerves, slow his thoughts down, and gave him something meaningful to lock into besides chaos. What makes it even more legendary is the fact that he was reading a book by a West Coast gangsta. Usually people talk about how much the South influenced the West, especially when it comes to music, slang, and culture. But in this situation, the energy was flipped. Here you had a Southern legend like Soulja Slim looking up to and learning from a West Coast figure who was known all over LA and beyond for being ruthless, respected, and authentic. That says a lot about how powerful books really are. Books travel across regions, across hoods, and across different walks of life. Knowledge does not care where you come from. If the story is real, people are going to connect to it. That is why books are so important, especially for people who are incarcerated. When you are locked down, your environment can easily program you to sit around, watch TV all day, let your mind rot, and stay trapped in the same cycle mentally. But reading gives you another lane. It sharpens your mind, builds your knowledge, expands your perspective, and helps you think beyond your current situation. A book can teach discipline, survival, history, game, and self-awareness all at once. It can entertain you, but it can also elevate you. Instead of just being fed whatever is on a screen, you are actively feeding your brain something that can actually help you grow. That is why picking up a book matters. It is not just about passing time. It is about becoming smarter, calmer, and more in control of yourself, even in a place designed to break your spirit. The real solution in a situation like this is understanding that growth don't stop just because your environment is negative or you're locked in. Soulja Slim showed that even with everything stacked against him, he still found a way to feed his mind instead of just feeding into the streets 24/7. That's the shift more people need to make. Instead of sitting around watching TV all day or getting caught up in pointless drama, pick up something that actually builds you. Books give you game you can't always get from people around you. They teach you how to move smarter, control your emotions, and see plays before they even happen. Especially when you're incarcerated, your mind is either your biggest weapon or your biggest weakness. If you don't sharpen it, the system will dull it for you. The key is discipline. Even if it's just a few pages a day, you're training your brain to focus, think, and grow. And over time, that knowledge separates you from everybody else who's just wasting time. You come out sharper, more calculated, and more aware of how to move different. At the end of the day, entertainment is temporary, but knowledge is permanent. TV might pass the time, but books can change how you think, and how you think determines how you move.